Good morning, Lily. Lucky girl. No crappy biscuits from the crappy pharmaceutical industry that gives most of our doggies sickness and illness. And did you know 90% of pharmaceutical products are given to animals every year and humans receive 10% of it? Have you ever asked yourself why the pharmaceutical industry, together with big pet stores, are making so much money on the sickness of animals? Ever wondered that? First port of call, let's use the animals as a testing ground. Eh? Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Oh yeah, look, my pegs. Isn't that a beautiful sight? Look at them pegs. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh, Mr. Bikierski, if you only had some sense. Why aren't you like these new modern girls and boys on Instagram? Why don't you prepare everything first and make it all look beautiful? Oh, look at that bird in the sky flying. That's gorgeous. Should we bring it over here? I don't know if you can see it. Let's bring it over here. It's a ringtail dove. Got its attention. Oh, it's flying up in the air now. No, it's not coming. It's staying on that fence. Oh well, I used to be able to coo the birds from the trees, but not anymore. Oh my God, how bad is it today with I am so shadow banned. It's unblooming real. Good morning. Oh yes, I look stupid. I know I look silly. I don't care. I don't care. It's so hot. No, it's cold. I'll have to send Richie Allen a message saying it's -3 today. Because it's going to be 38, actually going to be 38 degrees over the weekend. So I must send some messages over the weekend to Richie Allen to say it's -2. 12 people on, guys. Can you imagine? 188,000 subscribers and I've got 12 people on. Tell me I'm not shadow banned. Well, I think I'd like to continue because we have 13 beautiful souls. Love you all. Thank you for joining this morning. I'd like to continue the conversation we had last night. Why not? Beautiful morning. Beautiful moment to continue. I posted on Facebook just a minute ago a lovely message from a beautiful soul who had the courage to share their truth, and it was about her son who was in hospital and he was in a coma, and while she was there she actually witnessed his spirit leave the body. And then the following morning, they took him off the monitors and said he's passed. And she knew. She just knew. She felt it. She saw it. She just knew. And this is something you can't explain to people when you're in that moment and that experience. You just know. So you can write as many books as you want, but if you don't know that experience, you just don't know. So I felt this person saying it. I could feel it. So I screenshotted it, not the name, screenshotted it, and said how sad it is that so many people have been hijacked, so many people have been duped in the belief system that this trap theory. Can you imagine now what hope is there for humanity? What hope is it for them? They go through life not seeing anything apart from the fear. They go through death knowing that they've got nothing to look forward to because there's a good chance they're going to be trapped and brought back here in this hellhole. Well, I mean, what hope is there? I mean, let's just kill their soul and their spirit for all the way in this world, right till the moment they leave. Well, I want to try and counteract that by everything that I've learned and understood, and also my observations about life. I was approximately between 10 and 12 years old. My mum hadn't died at that point, so my mum was alive. I know she was alive because when I went home, she was there when this particular thing happened to me. At 12 years old, you don't believe in God, right? You don't. I'm sorry. You just don't believe in God in the sense that you've been beaten by school telling you you have to believe in something that's invisible. They don't tell you to go out there and feel it. They just tell you to pray for forgiveness because you're a sinner. So it's very difficult to understand that you actually believe God unless, of course, something happens, unless you hear something or feel something. Well, at 12 years old or thereabouts, don't hold me to the age because I'm not sure. And as I'm getting older, I'm less and less sure about dates and stuff all the time. But so I'm playing in the park with a guy called Man and 5 others. I remember it because we were playing with a basket, and it was a basket ball, but it was made of woven basket, and it was about this size. And the name of the game is to be in a circle and to kick the ball and to keep it in the air with your shoulders, your head, your feet. And when you've nearly lost it, you kick it in the air again to somebody else so they continue it. And the point being, you keep it in the air as long as you can. And like for me at 12 years old, I was pretty good at football, right? At skills. So they thought I was great at so young. So I remember I had my big football, which they didn't want to play with because they were from Malaysia and this was the ball that they wanted to play with. So when we'd finished, I'm going home, kicking the ball, going home and bouncing it. So when you get to a road, you can't really kick it. You can only hold it in your hand. So as I'm holding it in, I'm bouncing it and remembering the game and what we did and just in thought of what a wonderful time I just had with these students. And there was a point as I was bouncing the ball that fear struck me. And the fear was that I didn't even realize I was in the middle of the road. Now, when I say the middle of the road, I don't mean where the white line is. I was in the middle of the first crossing of the white line. So I'm in the middle between the curb and the white line in the middle of the road. So basically, the cars that were coming down, because I was in England, the cars that were coming down one car was about to kill me because I turned and saw this car coming at such a speed. And I don't know if you've ever been in a moment where you know you're going to die or you know something bad's going to happen. Your body goes into like you freeze, time stands still, everything stands still, and it all feels like a dream almost. I don't know if you know that feeling. Anyway, it does. It feels like, well, it did for me. And it's happened to me a couple of times before. It happened to me when a man opened my van up with a balaclava and a stun gun and started stunning me. And I went into the same fear mode. So that's another story. So, yeah, I'm frozen and I'm not doing anything. What can you do? You're frozen. And then from nowhere, somebody grabbed me from my back, pulled me back. And I hit the side of the curb and the car beeped its horn and flew past me. So this guy, or it felt like a strong hand, had just saved my life. So I was in shock, right? You're in shock. You're still in shock. And I composed myself and turned around to see who it was, out of thankfulness. I don't know if I would have thanked him. I was so much in shock. And I turned around, there was nobody there. Nobody there. Now, you can probably say, yeah, but you jumped back. I didn't jump back. I was frozen. I was literally frozen. So these things that, as a healer, as you heal certain people, right? And certain people come for healing sessions and certain people come for readings. Over the years, you get to hear stories of things that are not normally talked about, things that are so profound that I used to come home on a night and say, I've just heard this amazing story. And this guy who wouldn't tell anybody just told me this story about his mother in spirit who came and helped him because of a certain situation. And he said, and I said, how did you know it was your mother? He says, I just knew it was my mum. And the stories that mums would come because they may have lost a child and said that, I was grieving. And then this, from nowhere, this bird just landed at the side of me. And I just knew it was a message from my child. Or I was walking, I was crying because of my thought of, my mum or my grandma. And all of a sudden there's a white feather in front of me. Or, somebody came for a reading and sat down and I said, you'll get a sign. You'll get a sign. How many times did it just came out of my mind, you'll get a sign. And then a phone call back, Mark, you're never going to guess what. And then they'd tell me. The thousands of people that I read for that told me about miracle stories of how their family and spirit came forward at a moment of such pain, at these miracle moments. What I'm trying to say is, guys, if it's all such a trap and that we all just walk into this light, which is a trap, how on earth can all of these millions upon millions of miracles of our family whispering in our ear, talking to us, showing us, guiding us, helping us, and we know it's the family that we're talking about. We can feel that's my dad. Oh, it's my mum. Why aren't they all trapped? Why aren't they all going straight back into a body, into this trap? Think about it. Surely there wouldn't be any miracles. Surely there wouldn't be anybody in the spirit world. They'd all be coming back. They'd all be coming straight back. I don't know. I just think it's so sad that we walk through life and everything is filled with fear. And even the spiritual people, even myself, we can bring fear into it. I did a few videos with regards to entities. And if you've ever heard of me talking about entities, I didn't really talk about them that much. I got a bit excited the other night when I was with Jerry Mazinski doing a sheep farm together. And some of the things, because I don't talk to people about this work. I don't have any friends in this field of work because there's too much ego. I don't want to sit with, I saw the ego from the very beginning. People trying to, the probability of most people in this work, it's ego based. I saw it, guys. I saw it from mediums, psychics, healers. They just, they've moved from one aspect of their life where nobody listened to them to another, and now they want people to listen to them. And there's people who say things, and that it's just their ego speaking. They want people to listen. If you sit in circle, you can see it plain and clear. Listen to groups. They're all trying to outdo each other with their story, or with a story, with a tale, oh, come on, give me a break. There's people who, like, they might have a meditation, and then in that meditation, they're trying so hard to be the best in that meditation, or to come up with something amazing so that they can write a book or share something. Oh, when you go into the light, you'll see a green circle and you'll see, listen, mate, this is just coming from your mind. Stop, because you're confusing people. This is fear-based, you know? So I stopped listening to people very early on. And I thought, if you want to learn true spirituality, if you really want to understand this field of work, you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to do it yourself. You're going to have to figure things out yourself. And the only way you can do it is by listening to your clients, feeling what's going on. If there are comparisons, if there are patterns in certain things, you can say, yeah, there's patterns. And I don't talk about spirit in denial all the time. I don't talk about demons. I don't talk about attachments all the time, because it's rare. And people would say, oh no, every bad thought you have. I've heard it loads of times. Jerry's friend, I can't remember, she suggests that every bad thought you have is a demon, is an entity. Well, that's easy then. You can just pass the blame on to anybody. You could say, oh, that's not me, that's my demons. That's my attachments. Oh, okay, so you're basically saying that you don't have any negative thoughts ever, and you don't have any bad reactions towards people. I mean, come on, please. We have bad reactions out of ego. We have bad reactions out of grief. We have bad reactions out of seeing people being hurt. We have bad reactions when we see a man hitting a woman, or a man hitting, or a woman hitting a dog. We get angry. Is that my demons coming out? No, it's a reaction of how we feel, because we've got empathy and we feel right from wrong. So all of these things can be, for me, dangerous. Oh, don't walk into the light. It's darkness. When has ever light been darkness? Could somebody tell me? Any of my clients, when you close your eyes and you see this light of love, when I place my hand on your third eye and you feel this light, do you feel darkness at that point? Do you feel that's a trick or a trap? Do you think it's devil? Mark, no, it was beautiful. I felt so much love. I felt so much peace. Okay. Do you think I wouldn't say to people, oh, listen, guys, the light is a trap? Because I've been working 20 years, and every time the light comes into somebody, they go evil, or they start doing bad things, or they start being malicious, or they wake up and they're in love, they're in happiness, they're in joy. Where are you getting this information that the light can be a trap? The light can only be the light because there is no darkness there. Darkness is that of evil. When darkness comes in, you see all the hyenas, you see all the wild animals killing other animals, doing their mischief. You see all the bad people breaking into houses. You see everybody running and going into, places where they want to have a fire to keep the light there, because the light is love and protection and healing. Don't you? The ultimate hijack, the ultimate sin that the devil ever created now is not that he didn't exist, is that he's made people believe that light is of darkness. Give me a break. So you have to discern this for yourself. You have to feel this for yourself and figure it out. But let me tell you, it's not important to figure anything out, because when you move into the light, it's like that lady said, and many other thousands of people who have been in the company of people that have moved into the light. It's a natural process. It is sometimes even being captured on hospital videos, where you can see the consciousness leave the body. Not being trapped. They've left the body. And then they go into the spirit world. They vibrate into the spirit world. There's no trap. So my understanding, my truth, is that I have seen people being trapped in between two worlds. Why? Because they rejected the light. So those who are telling you that light is darkness is basically helping you get trapped in between two worlds. And what happens when you're trapped in between two worlds? You cause chaos. You cause darkness, you cause issue, you cause stress, you cause negative energy. Well, who feeds off negative energy? Darkness. Anyway, I can't convince nobody. It's not about convincing people because you're wasting your energy. If somebody's bought into something, they're bought into something. And when ego's attached to that, forget it. You're wasting your time. But, you know, I mean, the other night I was doing a live. Was it last night? Anyway, and I didn't get angry, but I like, don't pull me back in here now, right? Don't pull me back into it. It's like, oh, you know, I don't even think the person was asking, you know, can I attune to the family and spirit? Have they moved into the light? But I don't want to go down that path anymore. Ask my partner. Well, she won't tell you, but I don't want to go. Don't talk to me about it. I don't want to know because I don't want to get involved in starting to do mediumship anymore because I know what will happen. It's like opening the floodgates for spirit saying, oh, he's at it again. Let's go back to him and let's ask him to do this cleansing. Let's go and ask him to do to clear this spirit trapped in between two worlds. Because that's what I did. That's most of my work. And one day I'll write a book that is going to freak people out about spirit trapped in between two worlds. So you can see why I get upset when people start telling you that the light is a trap. Because I've worked with people who rejected the light and then they moved into a world in between a world where they're trapped. So without these people, I bless them, they have no clue. They have no clue. What they're telling you is that they're actually, without knowing, they're actually helping darkness. And they're actually trying to trap more people. Without them knowing, people are going to be trapped because they're going to reject the light. And then they're going to go into a place where these people don't know where that is. They make things up after that. Everything's made up. It's all a story of making things up. Well, if the light isn't light and it's a trap, well, where do you go? Well, you need to do this and then you need to do that. And I've witnessed this and then you have to see this light and the other light and it's a different color and then you have to do... Oh, stop with your bullshit. That's just ego. Moving into the light is a natural process. The only reason why it's not a natural process and why you end up trapped in between two worlds is because people have been starting to put fear into you and because of what may have happened to you in this world, that you are ashamed of walking through the door knowing that there may be a God that is going to judge you. So, oh, I know I've done wrong, so I don't want to walk into the light because I know I'm going to be sent to hell, which you're not going to be sent to hell. That was made that way because the church, and prior to the church, they knew that there is such thing as spirit trapped in between two worlds, and they wanted that more and more, so you wouldn't move into the light, and you create this some kind of frequency which is easier to cause more devastation to people. Because if you are in a vicinity when the spirit trapped in between two worlds, I guarantee you that the frequency of that house is negative. It's never positive. It's negative. It's always negative. Sometimes there might be, oh, okay, I can live with this. It's not affecting me too much. And I look at the person or the persons and say, well, you're very strong people. You know, most people would really struggle with this. And your foundations are really strong, but 99% would fear it. And there's always things that happen, and in some occasions that they're very negative. They'll break things, they'll move things around to send you crazy. You'll start worrying and thinking, what am I doing wrong? They'll actually cause you disruption. They'll actually, when you're in the house, they'll influence you without you even knowing to do things and maybe create things or keep away or argue and stuff. So spirit trapped in between two worlds does exist, but it's very rare. It's rare. I was only busy because that was my job. And once I did one, then somebody else then told 50 people. And then 50 people on Facebook will say, oh, I had Mark Bayersky came to my house. No more noise anymore. No more issues anymore. Oh my God, click, you know. So another woman calls me, Mark, can you come to Sweden. I've got a problem here with this. So I'd fly over there. Oh, Mark, I heard you did that. Can you come and do this? Yeah. So I go to Italy. I go to wherever I went. So it was through the work that I did that was working. I didn't tell anybody anything. I didn't say I'm a healer. I fix people. I go into houses. I didn't say none of those things. People just heard of my work through word of mouth. Whenever you hear many people talking about how amazing they are, is because they're not doing the work and they're not amazing. You're only amazing when you do the bloody work and people call you and say, hey, Mark, I've heard that you helped my friend. Yeah, look at all the Facebook bullshit posts about how amazing I am. And you don't need to do that if you're amazing. You don't need to do that if you do the work. And by the way, everybody's amazing and anybody can do this work. So I have no time for people blowing their own trumpet when they're doing the work. I've stopped now so I can talk about what I want. I don't do this work, so it's easy for me to talk about these things of my past. But at the time, you didn't hear me saying anything about my work. Nothing, because I was busy working. Busy all the time, and it was amazing. So, yeah. But yeah, the process of going home is very simple. Nothing to worry about. You judge yourself just at the moment when you're leaving. That is because of it through experience. And I heard my clients when they're just about to leave. There's 1,000, 1,000,000 pictures, images comes to you of everything that happens in your life. And at that point, you judge yourself. Who best judge you than yourself? Nobody else knows you better than everything that you've been through. You judge yourself. There is no God to judge you because you are part of the ocean of love when you go back in there. There is no judgment in there. So you will feel what you've been through and you'll judge yourself in the sense that, I went through all this. Oh yeah, wow, all of those images. And at that moment, you move into the light. That's how it works. And that's why it's good to have a healer by your side, because a healer will clear all the fear. So then it's such an easy process. Like I said, the rare occasions that we trap ourselves in between two worlds, and it is kind of like a trap in between two worlds. It's not coming back into the body, it's being in between the worlds. So your spirit hasn't fully gone into the ocean of the spirit world, and it's not in this world, it's in between. That's why we see apparitions, ghosts, things happening. Okay? So, and it's rare, it's not in every house. So people blow things out of proportion. So this idea of judging myself and, okay, if everything's fine. It's all forgiven. There is no pain, there is no suffering, there is no hate, you're fine. Whatever you did, it's all okay, it's fine. So there is some truths about a priest absolving your sins at that moment, because it allows you to then face going through the light. But I often say it's very similar to going to the front door of your house knowing that you've been at school and you've been a naughty boy and you've got a letter in your hand to give to your mum and dad, and they're going to be disappointed. You sit there and you're panicking. You don't want to go in there. You don't want to go into that house. You're panicking and you might run away. That's the same thing. That's some, not all. But normally when that happens is when people have done such terrible things and they're angry and bitter and resentful. So you'll often get spirit trapped in between two worlds who are not very nice, not very pleasant. Their energy is of that same energy. So, cheers, everybody. You might say to me, why do you even bother talking about it? Why do you stand up for it? Let it be. Just let it be. And I could let it be. But then I could have let it be about the injections. I could have not said anything about the injections, and I could have probably 1 million people watching me now on YouTube if I didn't even mention that. If I didn't mention autism and what I saw 20 years ago, what I saw in babies being injected, and mums bringing their babies to me for a healing session, seeing and feeling and hearing that cry, which isn't a cry, it's a scream. It's a scream of help from the consciousness of the baby when they've been injected with 5 or 6 or 10 or 15 injections, because it's at that point where you're hijacked. That is the point where you're hijacked completely. You are no longer the connection that you could have been. You know that kids that haven't been injected, I've met many of them because their mums and dads wouldn't allow it, end up being not only super intelligent, but incredible in so many ways, and they're tuned in so many ways. However, there are other things that there are other things that could hijack a child as well, even after injections. So it's the brainwashing of mainstream media, the fear, and all the other things. We're not meant to, in my opinion, we're not meant to feel the way we're feeling now, especially if you've been injected as a child. We're not meant to feel that way. We're meant to feel in love. We're meant to feel in compassion. We're meant to feel in empathy. We're meant to feel in peace. We're meant to have a connection to our spirit world. There's meant to be a nice, beautiful bond connection. Not heavy, not crazy, not trying. It's just a beautiful connection, like I know they're there. And I've worked on that daily. And sometimes I'll do a video and say, oh, spirit's in the room. Oh, tell me who it is, what it is. Oh, calm down. It's not important. We just know that they're here. And if they want to tell us, they'll tell us. If they don't, it doesn't matter. They're just here. But it's nice to know they're here. And that freaks a lot of people out who want to know more. And it's like, it's not important. None of that's important. And it ruins everything. So yeah, this need of everybody to know, and it's like, you just ruin your bloody life. Just flow, just relax, just calm down. It's okay. It's all right. Everything's fine. In that moment of peace, in that moment of being calm, all your answers come. But can't you see that? The stress and what you need and what you want, and I want to be rich and I want to be like her and I want to be like him, is you're just killing your life. You're killing your path. You're killing your journey. It all comes when it's meant to. But if you keep fighting, then the spirit world are going, I can't do anything for them. Look at them. They're crazy. Look at them. They're so sad. Look at the grief. We can't do anything. Well, how can we help when they're not even listening because they're too busy, wanting and looking and fighting and like, no. Take a leaf out of the Buddha's book. He sat down under a tree. There might be something in that, guys. Might be a reason why people say meditate. Oh, I meditate. Yeah, of course you do. Oh, I do meditate. Yeah, of course you do. Yeah. Oh, I do at least twice a day, 3. I meditate 4 times a day. Yeah, of course you do. Yeah. Oh, I eat healthy every day. Yeah, of course you do. Yeah, of course you do. Oh, I don't eat anything. Oh, no, don't take sugar. Yeah, of course you do. Yeah. Are you just trying to tell everybody to make you sound, like you're a good? It doesn't matter. It's okay. Just relax. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'm going to work. Love you all, guys. Have a great day. Got a great guest on today at 3 o'clock, I think. So I'm going to put the video out there so you can click on it. So she's a wonderful soul. I've known her for many years. She was a client and then became a good friend. As all of the people I bring on my show, most of them were clients when I first began. And we ended up being friends, to be honest. Nice. So she's coming on today at, I think, 3 o'clock. So you'll enjoy the chat from a lovely soul that I've never interviewed before. So yeah, have a great day, guys, and see you this afternoon at 3 o'clock Spain time for a lovely interview. Okay, 57 people out of 188,000 followers. Tell me I am not shadow banned.